How exciting is it to know that Princess Sophia is back in a brand new series that we're about to show you right now? After 7 long years, are you ready to return to the kingdom of Enchantia? New school. We found out that Sophia has permanently transferred to a new school, and that's great news for fans. In the original series, Sophia attended the Royal Prep Academy, a school completely focused on teaching princes and princesses how to become great rulers in the future. Because of that, Sophia made many friends and even a few enemies, but now she is completely separated from her siblings Amber and James, because our protagonist is finally following her destiny of becoming the most magical princess of all. In this new series, Sophia will attend the Royal Magic Academy at Charmswell, a school focused on teaching princes and princesses the art of magic through wands, spells, and magical creatures. That's right, you heard correctly. The focus of the new series is no longer teaching Sophia how to be a princess. Instead, she is training to become a powerful magical heroine. Excited yet? There's so much more to show you.
You know what's starting. It's another awesome Cinewave!
Magic. We said that magic is the focus of the new school, right? That's why it's obvious that this new series, unlike the original show, will focus heavily on magical powers, and that also leads to another major change. You probably remember Sophia's closest friends from the original series: Clover the Rabbit, Prince Hugo, James and Amber, Prince Desmond, and Princess Vivian. Unfortunately, these characters will appear less often in the new series because they don't have magical powers like Sophia does. That's why, if you watch the upcoming episodes and don't see them, it's because Sophia's old friends are attending a different school. It's definitely sad news for many fans, but there's no need to worry because it's almost certain that this new chapter of Sophia's story will focus on introducing new characters before eventually bringing all of her friends together for an even bigger adventure. What do you think about that? New friends. Speaking of new characters, let's meet Sophia's new friends. In the first episode, she meets 3 new magical classmates. Let's start with Prince Zane of Gloomshire. He is the only boy in Sophia's new class, and his power is pretty cool. He can use music magic by playing his guitar and making people feel happy. He can probably also play a slower song and make people feel sad, but the prince hasn't done that yet. Sophia's other new friend is Princess Layla from the Kingdom of Mizuk. She knows everything about magical gardening. If you need a plant that glows on its own, she's the one to call. And finally, there's Princess Camilla of Miralinda. She has the power to teleport anywhere, which is definitely very useful, but it's important to point out that all of them have more powers. What we explained here is simply the type of magic each one has the strongest connection to. Pet. Sophia also has a new pet. You probably remember Clover, the rabbit who was the protagonist's very first friend in the original series. Sophia was able to talk to him after King Roland gave her the Amulet of Avalor. That amulet grants her several powers, including the ability to talk to animals. That was the day Sophia met her new rabbit friend. Clover was clever, a little lazy, and always eating, which made him incredibly adorable. But now fans are about to meet someone very different. The new series introduces Pepper, a magical puppy with a unicorn horn. Unlike Clover, Pepper is full of energy. He's extremely active and loves running around everywhere, just like any mischievous puppy. The difference is that he's magical, which creates all kinds of chaos. But it's important to make one thing clear: Clover hasn't disappeared. He still lives in Enchantia Castle with Sophia, but he doesn't attend her new school. We're willing to bet you've already fallen in love with Pepper. Hopefully there's a plush toy of him available in your town. Which magical animal would be your pet? Comment the hashtag magic so we can get to know you.
Miss Nettle. You won't believe who the new headmistress of Sophia's new series is. Miss Nettle! Can you believe it?
For those who don't know this character, she was a fairy who served as a major villain in the original series. She was once a student of the 3 good fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, but she felt that her teachers never treated her fairly and eventually abandoned the side of good. Throughout several episodes, she tried to prove she was better than everyone else and even attempted to steal Sophia's Amulet of Avalor. But she's no longer like that and has now opened a magic academy for princes and princesses. As the new headmistress of the magic school, Miss Nettle is a caring protector and a teacher who genuinely worries about her students, making her one of the most enjoyable characters in the new series that premiered this year. It was a great idea for the creators to make her one of the good guys because if you're just starting to watch the new show, you'll probably be curious to learn how the headmistress of the magic school went from being a villain to becoming a loving and important teacher in this new chapter of the series. New era. Speaking of new eras, here's something that most people have probably already noticed, but it deserves a place on our list. Sophia's new show is a direct continuation of the original series. In other words, the story is still the same. Sophia herself sings at the beginning of the episodes that she was once an ordinary girl living in a small village until her mother fell in in love with a king and they moved into a palace. However, the creators decided to keep the protagonist at 12 years old, even though the original series ended 7 years ago. If time had passed naturally, Sophia would be 17 years old by now. The creators explained that Sophia couldn't become a teenager in a Disney Junior series, which is the channel that made her famous, because that would introduce problems and themes that the show's young audience might not understand. So if you were hoping to see Sophia grow up, unfortunately, you'll have to wait a little longer. Music. Speaking of this new era, you can also expect brand new songs. The original theme song was about a girl who became a princess, had a castle, and was excited to learn how to become a great princess for the kingdom of Enchantia. But the new opening doesn't focus on that because, as we already explained, Sophia has transferred to a new school with a completely different theme. The main opening of the new series is about a girl who became a princess, has magical powers, and must learn how to control that magic before something bad happens. And believe it or not, something bad is about to happen. Another change you can notice is that the original opening began with the 3 fairy godmothers from Sleeping Beauty opening Sophia's storybook, while now it's Miss Nettle who opens the book. The princesses. At the end of the first episode, Sophia reunites with Rapunzel, and yes, for those who may not know, Sophia is friends with some of Disney's most famous princesses. Rapunzel explains that there is a council of princesses and that Sophia has been chosen by them as the most magical princess in all of existence. She also reveals that Cinderella's fairy godmother warned of a terrible time that is coming and threatens all of existence. Because of the amulet of Avalor, there are villains who want to steal Sophia's power forever, and now she must learn how to control the abilities the amulet gives her in order to protect every kingdom. Will she be able to do it?
And if you're not subscribed yet, you know what to do. Click and hit the bell so you don't miss any videos. Villain. For a long time, the show's main villain was Cedric the Sorcerer, who is now a respected advisor in Enchantia. Sophia's stepsister, Princess Amber, also didn't like the protagonist very much at first, but the two eventually became close friends. All of those problems from the past have now been resolved. Now, the villain is a prince named Devin. He considers himself the most magical prince in the world, which isn't true, although he really is talented when it comes to magic. He takes on the role of the school bully, humiliating other students and even cheating in competitions to win, even when it's unfair. We still don't know if he is working with a larger villain who poses a real threat to the kingdom of Enchantia. Either way, Devin is a boy who strongly resembles Draco Malfoy from the Harry Potter universe, and in a moment you'll understand why. Reference. According to the first episode of the new series, the students at Charmswell School of Magic are divided into 3 different groups. Each group belongs to a house represented by a color and named after an important fairy from the Disney universe. The fairies are the same ones who help Sleeping Beauty, Fauna, Flora, and Merryweather. Sophia herself was placed in Merryweather's blue house. Doesn't that remind you of something? That's exactly right. The new Sophia the First animated series is taking inspiration from Harry Potter, which followed the same concept of a magical school where students were sorted into houses named after important magical figures from the past. That's why Prince Devin resembles Draco Malfoy so much. He serves as a reference to another famous character. In addition, during the first episode, the princesses must complete a challenge to rescue Prince Zane from a plant that grabs and traps people. The only way to free him is by shining a powerful light onto the flower's petals. This is also a major reference to the world's most famous wizard, because in both the books and the movies, the characters must do the exact same thing: shine a bright light on an evil plant in order to rescue a friend. It's a really great reference. Dress. Another change that very few people noticed involves Sophia's iconic dress. Anyone familiar with Sophia knows that she wears a lavender dress with a slightly open front skirt and floral details along the hem. The overall idea remains the same, but there are a few differences. In the new series, the protagonist still wears a lavender dress, but the front opening is now closed and the underskirt is no longer lavender. You can see that it has a slightly yellow color, even though it's mostly hidden beneath the dress. The pearls that used to appear only along the hem of the skirt are now spread throughout the entire dress, and the tiara on her head is a little pinker than the one from the classic series. You could say it looks even prettier, but it's still the Sophia we all know and love. Did you like the changes in the show and the new characters? If you want to learn more, stay with us. It's almost over, but until then, you can stay with us. There are 2 super fun videos waiting for you. Thanks, and see you next time.